Good evening, everybody, and I am just so thrilled to say welcome back to Town Hall. I mean, it's just so nice. It feels almost normal. I mean, I'm just thinking back all the many years that, we've seen shows here. Our kids did the education program through here. I was actually thinking our son just married, Scotty McCormick just married Lauren Zampa, and they met here in their education program. He was like 5 years old, so magic really happens here. But we're really excited. So my name is John McCormick. I'm president of the chamber board for another 3 weeks or so, something like that. So, and this I think is one of our last official events, and it's a great turnout, and it's just wonderful to see you all here. Let me just give you a little idea. This is kind of like what the kids call this a mashup of several different kinds of events that we're doing today, right? So this is a mixer, and hopefully you've had a chance to mix and mingle a little bit. This is this is also a ribbon cutting. So we're going to be cutting the ribbon on kind of a next phase of this beautiful building, right? And the organizations, everything that it means. And it's a little bit of education. So we're going to hear a little bit, I think, of the history of the theater and the town. And it's going to be, I think, a very nice little program. It's not going to take very long. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a few speakers come up and give us a little overview of what's happening. And then at the end, we're going to be doing our ribbon cutting. And that means that's where it involves all of you. And so what we're going to do at the end, we want everybody to come forward. Okay, we're going to have the photographer back there. We're going to take a picture of the ribbon cutting, so you'll be able to come on stage or stand. If you're not comfortable with the stairs, just stand in front of the stage, and we'll do that. But I'll let you know when your cue is for that. But without further ado, I'd like to have Mayor Candell, who I believe is also at the end of her term soon, come and give a few remarks. Mayor Candell.
Thank you, John, especially, and everybody that has been involved with throwing this just really great event. I don't usually have notes, but I want to make sure I didn't mess it up tonight. So hi, I'm Mayor Susan Candell, and I am honored to be here tonight at this momentous and historical event for the city of Lafayette. I know that I've only been on council a few years, but I grew up in Lamorinda, and much of the history and legacy of the Lafayette Improvement Association helped not only Lafayette, but our neighboring cities and region as well. So I am, as well as all of you, very thankful for all of their efforts. So as we'll learn tonight, much of the core civic functions of this land was led by the improvers, a term used for the members of this Lafayette Improvement Association. It was a great speech, was made by Andrew Young, the author of the book, The Improvers of Lafayette, on November 11th, 1981. And he was making that speech 70 years after the very first meeting of the Lafayette Improvement Association. So right here, we are here 110 years and 27 days after their very first meeting. And I can honestly imagine that they would have been very proud of what Lafayette has become. From things I've read about the types of people they were, I don't think they're very different than the wonderful people here tonight. We are still a very civic-minded city with wonderful residents working side by side with our city government, all with the express purpose of bettering our city and our lives. It's clear that the LA and their visionaries couldn't imagine we'd be communicating around the world with a device in our hand or on our wrist, but they could have imagined that we would still be striving for a safe and just community, just like they did. And I can also imagine that they'd be proud that we live in their legacy by pushing a little bit harder, just like they did, to make even bigger impacts in our region that our small city stature might suggest. So in all, a great city like Lafayette had to be founded by some remarkable people who set the bar high and gave us a great role models to follow. I think we can continue to be a very special city, and I say this because I really don't want to let them down. In many ways, we owe it to them. So I want all of us to continue to work together to make Lafayette a city that the improvers would be proud of. So thank you, and I know we're all looking forward to learning a whole lot more about the Lafayette Improvement Association and their legacy in our fine city of Lafayette. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Candell. And I'd like to invite Dennis Erokan up. He'd like to say a few words before we hear about some of the history of this building. and fellow board member, Dennis Erokan.
Hi, this is really a delight to be here. So, a million years ago, I was a person who was helping the town hall theater. And I would go to some of the board meetings, and I heard what was going on, and I saw what was necessary. So I went and realized that the important thing for the town hall theater was to have an education group that actually was teaching every year. All the other theaters that I would go to see would have one teacher who just liked being there and would be teaching one small group of kids. But the town hall theater, I wanted to have a whole education department, and we have had that over these years, which is fantastic, which meant that we have that source of income, but also we have all those parents sitting in the audience, which is incredible. But yes, exactly. But here's the fun thing. So I was, like I said, I was, helping the board out, etc. So I went to a board meeting and told them my idea. And Ed Stokes, how many remember Ed Stokes? Yes. Ed Stokes is the president of the board of the Town Hall Theater, and he pointed at me and said, "Dennis, that is right. You are now the president of the board of the Town Hall Theater." And I said, "Ed, I'm not on the board." And he said, "Oh, all in favor of Dennis being on the board, say aye." So then all of a sudden I was on the board and I was the president like that. Now the other thing that I really wanted to do was to get the building, the ownership of the building. And so I would go to the LIA, and they were fantastic. They were so nice. They were so easy to talk to, but they made it very clear that the city of Lafayette wanted to make sure that the Town Hall Theater Company, a bunch of actors, didn't screw up the building and sell it. And so that's why they had the LIA in charge. And I understood that, and I went back and told our board that, and we lived with that. But the important thing was that what the LIA explained to me was that what we didn't want to do was ever put so much money on top of the building that the building had to be sold. So this is so exciting for me to be here at this moment when the Town Hall Theater Company now owns the building. But remember, don't put any loans on it. Last good. Bye.
Thank you very much, Dennis. I'd like to bring up, I guess we're doing bring up two people who I think are going to do this part of the event. From the Lafayette Historical Society, Mary McCosker, who many of you know, of course. And from LIA, the Lafayette Improvement Association, Board President Clyde Law. You guys wouldn't mind coming up here?
This is great. I'm going to give you a little history because most of you probably have never heard of LIA, or as it was known ahead before that time, LIC. The Lafayette Improvement Association began on November 11th, 1911. Huh?
Albert.
Are you kidding me?
It's a theater, you need to project.
I have been talking through a mask all day at Oklahoma's High School, so I'll try again. The Lafayette Improvement Association began on November 11th, 1911. At that time, Lafayette had few residents, and they lived mostly on outlying ranches and farms. The citizens then were concerned with many of the same issues as citizens today. One problem, particularly during the winter rains, was the poor condition of the roads. Parents worried about the quality of education being received by their children. Other concerns included fire protection, transportation, and the water supply. It was decided to form an organization for community betterment. This was first known as the Lafayette Improvement Club, later changed to the Lafayette Improvement Association. LIA worked to solve unique problems that pertained to our community and worked with nearby communities to solve problems that went beyond city limits. Lafayette annexed to the East Bay Municipal Utility District to obtain the best possible water supply. For sewage disposal, the residents supported creation of the sanitary district, which now serves the entire Central County area. They worked hard for the Caldecott Tunnel and for the widening of Mount Diablo Boulevard, which was formerly the state highway. The need for recreational facilities was recognized, and the county supervisors were asked to acquire Redwood Canyon for a park. I'm not sure if that happened or not. Acting on behalf of the Lafayette community, the LIA requested such diverse things as traffic lights, enforcement of speed limits, construction of sidewalks, curbs and gutters, and control of liquor licenses. Action was taken to number houses, which previously had post office route numbers only, to correct drainage problems and to maintain the Plaza Park. The federal government was asked to provide for frequent mail service and the phone company to widen the calling area. Rapid growth beginning in the 40s focused attention on proper planning and land uses. The county was requested to prepare a general zoning plan, which was adopted in 1946. It was thought that Lafayette would become a substantial shopping area, so a fairly large area was earmarked for retail business. Much controversy developed over the shape of the business district, which finally evolved into a long, narrow strip along Mount Diablo Boulevard. The association fought hard to block expansion of the area zone for apartments. It was instrumental in applying a height limitation to this kind of structure. It favored land use conditions to require landscaping and to prevent the unsightly appearance of some commercial establishments. It supported ordinances allowing garden apartments and professional offices as buffers between commercial and residential areas. Control by the county of sign, size, and type was requested repeatedly with eventual success. Because the number and magnitude of problems brought by growth, many citizens arrived at the conclusion that Lafayette needed our own local government. The LIA made studies of all aspects of incorporation and employed the Coro Foundation to make an independent survey. With the aid of other organizations and individuals, the matter was submitted to a public vote in the fall of 1959, but failed to pass. The LIA established the first community center when it built Town Hall in 1914. Land at the corner of Moraga Road and School Street was donated by the Giglione family. And thank you, Joan Brazzoni, I know you're here somewhere. The building was paid for by popular subscription. Dances given in the early days were well attended. More important was the later use for public activities, including the Boy and Girl Scouts, Campfire Girls, Play Shop, Horsemen's Association, the Red Cross, the American Legion, the Lions Club, the Dads Club, and various church groups. During World War II, the Lafayette Grammar School used the lower floor of Town Hall as a classroom. The building was also occupied by personnel from the Navy's pre-flight school at St. Mary's College. Unfortunately, the latter use resulted in a fire, which did damage so that the directors for a time considered demolition. In recent years, multi-purpose rooms, and other facilities have provided meeting places for many community organizations. Lease of Town Hall to the Dramateurs, La Frantics, and Town Hall Theater Company have retained for our town an available cultural asset. The LIA's scope of work changed with the incorporation of the city in 1968 and the subsequent establishment of city government. Since that time, LIA has functioned as the owner and caretaker of Town Hall. That responsibility will now belong to Town Hall Theater.
Last time I was on the stage here was the 100th anniversary of the establishment of LIA. And it's really a pleasure and a privilege to be here with this handoff and passing of the torch that's going to occur before you in a few minutes. I really don't have anything more to add to the wonderful history that Mary has already presented, but I do want to look at one thing. The LIA's first slogan, or mission statement as we call it now, was dedicated to the best interests of Lafayette. And our current mission statement is to be a steward of significant places in our community. And that's a mission statement that now we present to Town Hall Theater Company. That's it.
I will.
Okay, so the handoff is this. This is the key to this building and to the legacy that we've all developed over a century.
Yeah.
And so, Gretchen, on behalf of Lafayette Improvement Association, the building is yours.
Okay, this is very cliche, but this is quite heavy. So my name is Gretchen Lee Salter. I'm president of the board here at Town Hall Theater Company. And I am just overwhelmed. Thank you so much to the LIA. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. It is so good to be back together and in person and to be having it here for this amazing event. So thank you all for being here. We are just so grateful for the opportunity to be able to honor the Lafayette Improvement Association and their century of service to Lafayette. Since our founding, LIA, as has been said, has owned and operated this building, and we have been so fortunate to be able to call this beautiful space home for so many decades. Our relationship with the LIA over the past, 70 plus years has really been a partnership. Their dedication to ensuring that this historic building could provide a space for the live performing arts and for dramatic education has served our communities for generations. And now we are humbled and honored to be able to take on this role. We promise to be good stewards, we promise to be good caretakers of this building, and we promise to maintain this building and not take loans on it, Dennis. So that the building can be used for many, many generations to come. We do have some exciting work that is already planned for the building. Starting at the first of the year, we are going to be replacing our old HVAC system. As well as building insulation. That will allow us to have actually programming in the summer, and will keep our staff and performers nice and toasty in the wintertime. In addition, we are looking to improve our disability access, both for our patrons as well as for our performers, so that we can have disabled performers go from our dressing room downstairs to the stage here upstairs. And so here's my pitch. If you are interested in partnering with us on this journey, we would love to work with you. We have a deep and rich history of partnerships for many, many years. A lot of those partners and sponsors are in this room right now, like the Chamber, like Tutus, Rev Bistro, Sideboard, Minuteman Press. So we really would love to be able to partner with you on our journey to making this building keep its historic nature, but then also bringing it into the 21st century. We also would love to work with you to sponsor some of our programs. We have our main stage program. Our main stage show right now is It's a Wonderful Life radio play. It opened on Saturday. I saw it. It was amazing. We also do education, and we have live music, and we have comedy. And so we would love to work with you on figuring out how we can work together to sponsor those events. And my notes are now gone. I guess that's the problem when you use a phone. Sorry, I have to bring them up. Okay. So finally, I just want to end with some huge, huge thank yous. So first, obviously, to the Lafayette Improvement Association, thank you for your support and your dedication to this building for the last 100 years. And like I said, we promise that we will carry on that legacy. Thank you so much to Bowles Verna Law Firm, particularly to Rick Bowles and Cheryl Knoll, who helped facilitate this transfer for us. Rick and Cheryl have been advising us on this process for quite some time, and they have been incredibly patient. So thank you so much to Bulls Verna. Thank you so much to our past. Oh yes, clap for them. They're amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much to Stanley E. Smith Insurance for all of their work to ensure that we were prepared to take this building on, and particularly Alan Mack and Cynthia Rucker for their patience and their care. Yes, thank you. And also to the Town Hall Board of Directors, past and present. There are a lot of past board members here. Thank you for being here. We are here, we're standing on your shoulders. Your dedication helped make sure that we could actually be in a position to receive this building. And thank you also to our managing director, Dennis Markam, who Dennis is the heart and soul of Town Hall Theater, and we would not be standing here, particularly after the last 2 years, without Dennis's leadership. So thank you, Dennis. You are a rock star, and I love you. And then finally, just to wrap it up, thank you for being here. Like I said, we are so honored to be a part of this community and to work with you. So thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you back in our theater real soon.
All right, well, very good. Well, this is tremendous. Wasn't that so much fun? One more, I guess, big hand for... It was really interesting, hearing all that. I mean, I think of our, what is it, I don't know if it's the slogan or the motto, whatever, of Lafayette, love Lafayette, and it's like, it just couldn't be more true, I think, than what we just heard here. It was very touching. The history and carrying it forward, and the fact the chamber could be part of it, and city government could be part of it, and town hall could be part of it, I mean, and all the businesses. I mean, it's just, this is what makes it work. I mean, there's lots of bad things going on, perhaps, in the world, but here it feels really good. So, we want all of you to share it. As I mentioned, so how we're going to wrap this up is if you haven't been to a ribbon cutting, which I definitely suggest you do, they're a lot of fun, you're now part of one, okay? And so we had the passing of the key. Now we're going to do what the chamber does, which is we cut a ribbon. And so everybody, if you're in a seat, you need to come forward. We're going to line here and line the front, and we're going to get a ribbon in between, and we're going to do a countdown with pictures.
You should cut it. You gotta count it down. Can I just sit? You gotta count it down. Alright, she's good.
Dennis, rule!
They don't know. We're always on top of each other.
Three, 2, 1!
Ready?
Great.